September 2004. That was 14 plus years ago. And the PlayStation 2 was still the de facto console to own. This was before the Xbox 360 landed, before online play was standard. It was optional still at this time, and the PlayStation 2 is just running away with things, even though the GameCube and the original Xbox were still out there and still viable gameplay options. The PS2 is just a juggernaut. There was nobody that was going to beat it. And one of the reasons that the console was so popular was because the library was just so diverse and so full of random things. For every first-person shooter like a Medal of Honor or a Call of Duty, you'd have a more quirky game like a Mr. Mosquito or a Mad Maestro. Today, we're going to be doing a very special Unsealed episode where the subtitle is Then and Now, which means I'm going to be opening up a game from 2004, a still sealed game from 2004, and then I'm going to be opening up the same game for the most part that was just re-released today for the Nintendo Switch. So let's take a look at the original game from 2004. This is Katamari Damacy, and yes, those are cattle down there. I didn't know a lot about this game when it first came out. I remember reading some things about it on GameSpot and reading some things on message boards, and everyone was thinking that this was a really cool game, and I knew nothing about it. It flew under my radar a little bit, and one of the reasons that I picked it up was because it was so under the radar, and it was so out there in terms of an idea that it seemed just crazy enough to work. One of the driving factors of this game, of course, is the eclectic soundtrack. The soundtrack styles are all over the place. The music is just so catchy and so good. And the gameplay is relatively simple. You can actually see here on the cover, you can actually see the Katamari ball right there. And the idea, if you haven't played a Katamari game before, is you have to use your analog sticks, both the left and the right, to steer it kind of like a tank. And you move it all over the map, and everything the ball runs over becomes part of the ball. It sucks it up, it rolls it into the ball, and the ball becomes bigger and bigger. And the idea is the more things you roll up, the bigger the ball gets. And it can get so big, the Katamari can get so big that it can devour buildings, people, vehicles. It gets rather insane pretty quickly. But that's one of the cool facts of the game, or one of the cool features of the game. It doesn't take long to finish, but that's also part of the beauty of it. You can replay it again and again, trying to get bigger and bigger Katamaris for each stage, trying rolling up all of the different objects in the game and trying to collect them all. As we take a look at the back of the case here, there is the King of all Cosmos there in the upper corner. It says here, the rolling, sticking, never stopping, ever swelling clump of stuff that makes a star out of everyone and everything. When the King of all Cosmos accidentally destroys all the stars in the sky, he orders you, his pint-sized princely son, to put the twinkle back in the heavens above. How, you ask? By rolling everything and anything on Earth into clumps so he can replace what's missing in space. So you can pick up everything, go from rolling along a tabletop to ravaging through city streets, picking up momentum in skyscrapers along the way. And it's true, you can roll over buildings and make them part of the Katamari. It is really, the scope and the feel of being so big is definitely a part of this game. You're already on a roll. Play is controlled with the analog sticks with no buttons to press or combos to cause distress. It really is very simple to learn. And in fact, there's a tutorial early on that doesn't take long to go through that goes over all the controls really quickly. Featuring object collecting gameplay mechanics of mesmerizing simplicity and absurdity, and it does get absurd. Roll over the competition 2-player battle mode lets you compete in a race to grow the biggest ball of stuff. Even the competition can be picked up. So again, that's what's here. Now, the cool thing about this particular copy of the game is this one is actually kind of hard to find. This is a first run copy, and you can actually see by the label here, Katamari Damacy. So it's spelled a little bit different, as you can see. But getting a first run copy of the game like this set me back probably more than any other purchase I've made for this channel. This set me back over $50. But I wanted to own it, because I wanted the original Katamari game for this particular episode, and very shortly you'll find out why. But enough with the chatter. This is Unsealed after all. Let's go ahead and unseal this bad boy and see what is inside. This is exciting stuff. I have been sitting on this since Black Friday. I've been waiting to open it, and now I can open it in front of all of you watching. So let's go ahead, and we're going to try and do this. This is sealed pretty good, actually. There we go. keep hitting the microphone. I don't mean to do that. Sorry about that. Let's turn that around so you can see me take everything off. There we go. So here's the game. We're going to take the seal off here. Oh, man, this is so cool. I remember when I got this game, I was actually late to the party. I think I might have gotten my copy of the game after launch. And if I remember right, it didn't have this seal on it, so it was one of the later copies. Or it might have been the last copy from GameStop. I forget which. So when we open this up, there we go, just like that. And I'm going to turn the disc around so you can see it. I love this disc art. It is so simple, and yet it's so cool. Green is one of my favorite colors. And we'll take a look at the instruction manual. And the instruction manual is in color, which, again, is pretty exciting, at least to me. So when we open up the manual, again, it is in color. You get a little bit about the story there. In a freak accident, the king of all cosmos inadvertently annihilated all the stars. The task of fixing the king's mistake has fallen upon his son, the prince. In order to restore the glorious starry sky, the prince must roll around a heap of objects on Earth, collecting more and more things from the item-rich planet and sending them off into the night sky. Each page or each section has its own color scheme. Like this one has like an olive color as it shows you the different controls. Really, it is very easy to learn. Explains from Katamari to Star how everything works. It's really interesting. You don't necessarily need the manual to play it because the tutorial answers pretty much all of your questions. But still, it's fun to look at. Oh, here we go. Wisdom of the King. What is it, Prince? You still have questions, do you? Very well, then. Pee-wee Prince, we, the king of all cosmos, shall grace you with our wisdom. Listen carefully. What do I do if I run out of places to go? You give up too easily, Prince. If you find yourself stuck, return to a place where an obstacle blocked your path. If your Katamari is big enough, you should be able to roll over it or even add it to your Katamari. Why are you so cool? Well, let's see. Why are you asking? Well, we guess we can't blame you for admiring our style. Let's see. Why are we so cool, was it? Well, we don't know. We guess we just are. And is there any reward for winning a competition? All right, we'll let you in on a secret. If you win a competition, press the triangle button when listening to what we say and see what happens. Pretty spiffy, huh? It's not spiffy. Hey, how about a little gratitude for your old man, huh? And you'll find that the king of all cosmos is pretty funny in this game. So that is the original Katamari Damacy, or Damacy, however you want to say it, from 2004. Now today, which is December 7th, 2018, we have a new version of this game that has just arrived. And it is for the Nintendo Switch. And this is Katamari Damacy Reroll. And you can see the Katamari ball there on the front. Here's the back. The stop at nothing pushing prince is back and ready to reroll when the king of all cosmos accidentally destroys all the stars in the sky. So it's pretty much the same explanation. Interestingly enough, this is now all in HD, which is one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to playing it. While I like playing the original on my PS2 on my CRT, I'm looking forward to seeing how this looks in HD on my TV. The original Katamari Damacy returns with a fresh look, easy to control, fun to play, a unique story with memorable music, and new features for the Switch. I'm looking forward to seeing what those are. This is Pro Controller capable, which is awesome because I don't like using the Joy-Con, so that's great. Let's go ahead and open this up. I'm glad I pre-ordered this, actually. I believe that GameStop is the only chain that carries the physical version of this game, and mine was the last copy there was. So there we go. We're going to take the seal off there just like that. There we go. And as we open it up, there's nothing here. Unfortunately, there is no manual, but you do get the Switch card, so I'll have to find out how well this plays when I try it out on my Switch later on. So Katamari Damacy eventually led to a sequel, We Love Katamari, and then led to a couple of next-generation spin-offs. Beautiful Katamari was one, and Katamari Forever was it? I think was the other. I think there was also one for the PSP. I think there was a mobile phone version as well. Unfortunately, while the sequels were okay, they really didn't have the same feel, that same personality, I think, that the first two games did, which is really too bad. And again, it's one of the reasons why I hold the PS2 in such high regard. This was a time that you could be experimental with your games, and it would pay off. There would be an audience of people that would be interested in playing the games. And it's been fun to watch Katamari develop in popularity, grow in popularity over the years. So, curiosity question, have you ever played Katamari Damacy? Did you play it on the PS2 or maybe one of the next gen, the Xbox 360 or the PS3 versions? What is your opinion on it? I'd love to hear about yours. Mine, personally, it is one of my favorite games. I love revisiting it every now and again because it's a chill game. Even though you're playing against the clock, it's fun to just roll things up, to watch the humor in the game, to collect things. It's just, to me, it is one of the cooler experiences that you will find. And if you have a PS2 still, I do recommend picking up the first game or We Love Katamari. Finding them loose won't set you back a ton. Finding them new, especially later releases, shouldn't be too bad either. In fact, I think on eBay you can still get both for $20 each, so you can check that out as well. Thanks for checking out this episode of Unsealed. I really do appreciate it. This is one I was really excited to make. I'm going to be making another special episode of Unsealed in just a few minutes with another brand new game to open, so there are going to be 2 new videos today. Thanks as always for watching, and until the next time, which will be very shortly,